Hi, my name is Estrada, and I did my film review on film Mockingbird from 1962. This film was directed by Robert Mulligan. The screenplay was written by Horton Foote. It was produced by Alan J. Pakula. The cinematography was done by Russell Harlan. The editing was done by Tay Holoff. And finally, the music was done by Alvin Bernstein. The lead actors in this film include Gregory Peck, whose character is Atticus Finch, Mary Badham, whose character is Jean Louise Scout, rather named as Scout mainly in the film, Philip Alford, whose character is Jem Finch, and Robert Duvall, whose character is Boo Radley. The historical background for this film was that it was released during the Civil Rights Movement. This was a time when America was confronting racism and segregation. The film was based on Harper Lee's 1960s novel. It reflected real-world struggles set in 1930s Alabama, exploring the themes of racism, morality, and justice. The film was based in Macomb, Alabama. This was a fictional town inspired by Harper Lee's hometown of Monroeville in Alabama. This film's story and message had strongly resonated with the audience facing real social change at that time. And finally, racial injustice was common at this time. African Americans were often falsely accused and denied fair trials, which is what this film is about. The story is told through the eyes of Scout Finch, who we were just talking about, a feisty 6-year-old girl growing up in the racially segregated town of Macomb, Alabama, during the 1930s. Scout's father, Atticus Finch, was a lawyer who was appointed to defend Tom Robinson, a black man who was falsely accused of assaulting a white woman. Through Scout's eyes, we are carried on an odyssey through the struggles and themes of racism, injustice, morality, and growing up. One key factor for me was acting, more specifically Gregory Peck's portrayal of Atticus Finch. I think this is what makes the film worth watching. Peck brings this calm yet moral strength to his character, showing that true courage doesn't have to be loud. His body language itself tells you everything. He's very composed and deliberate in what he does and his acting. In the courtroom scenes, Peck speaks slowly and clearly, but also passionately when delivering his defense of Tom Robinson. This not only makes every word he says feel important, but also shows his compassion and intelligence, as well as his deep sense of fairness and justice. The way he delivered his defense of Tom Robinson showed that he really did care and wanted the best outcome for this black man who was wrongly accused. And even in the quieter moments when he didn't do much talking, more specifically when Atticus is sitting outside of the jail cell to protect Tom Robinson from the mob, his acting and mainly just his presence is so powerful. Without saying much, his presence itself had portrayed everything in the scene. His performance is the anchor to this entire film. The second key factor was the cinematography. This is what makes the film so emotional and powerful. The lighting and the camera angles and the shadows helps us as the viewers feel all the emotions within the film. And I think the black and white makes the film feel timeless and realistic. So even though color was common at the time, the film was shot in black and white. The shadows and lighting give this film this serious and realistic tone, displaying the themes of justice and racism. In the courtroom scenes, there was often close-up shots and low angles on Atticus Finch, this small thing, making him look trustworthy and powerful. So as you can see on the picture on the right, you can see the shadows and kind of just the lighting on him, and it makes him look super serious and confident in what he's doing. And then the wide shots of the balcony where the black townspeople gather to sit reminds us of the unfair social divide taking place. So if you look at the picture on the left, you could kind of see the wide shot. And you could see that the white people are on the ground, whereas the black townspeople are on the balcony. So you can see the segregation between them, but you also can see it, all of it, with the wide shot that was used. And the third key factor was the script and the dialogue. The dialogue for this film was simple but thoughtful and meaningful. The script had pulled everything together by using everyday language to explore and display the ideas about morality, childhood innocence, and racism. The script and dialogue themselves made the film feel real, emotional, and timeless. More specifically, the town conversations and courtroom dialogue make the film feel natural and real. The way the characters talk within this film displays the attitudes of the 1930s South. Some characters, such as Atticus Finch and Miss Maudie, speak with fairness and kindness, while many other characters, such as Bob Ewell and most of the town's white citizens at trial, who spoke with prejudice and anger. Um, the script also tells the story through Scout Finch's point of view, displaying how a child views the racism and unfairness in her small town. The young girl's way of speaking makes the film feel vulnerable and emotional, and the narration helps us as viewers understand how Scout learns right from wrong as she continues to grow and mature. I think using the script and telling the story through Scout's point of view was a super vulnerable way to go about the film, since children are more naive and less understanding of the seriousness of what's going on. So it was kind of a heartwarming and moving way to go about. I would definitely recommend this film. It tells an important story about injustice and standing up for what's right. The acting is also excellent, and the cinematography makes the film feel timeless and realistic. It's a great movie to watch if you're looking for something heartwarming and moving, but also realistic and almost harsh in a way. It also teaches a great lesson about empathy and fairness. Thank you.